All this is Dr. J and Jake streaming live from Long Island, New York, and
Medellin, Colombia. Still.
yes, ACB looks like it wants to break 150. ACB looks like it wants to break my piggy bank.
One moment.
No, I'm not calling you, Siri. Siri thinks I'm calling her. Not calling Siri. Mark, you're an ACB guy or are you an ABC guy? ACB is Aurora, it's a marijuana play, Aurora, whatever. And they're supposedly the best bet by many analysts to dominate the marijuana production in Canada, and yet they're getting killed. So they broke down today, down 15%. LJPC is going to explode soon, baby. This is a man after your own heart, right?
Yeah, he's right. He's right.
He's right.
Yeah, he's it's gonna be within the week if everything goes according to plan. So should I go through the fundamentals of that again?
No, not yet. We want to just say hi to some people.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get introduced to Greg? Greg is a regular. Greg is more than a regular. He's a super regular. And without Greg, I don't know where this show would be. Greg introduced us to so many people on social media. So we owe him a great big thank you. And he's a swell guy. He lives in Long Island, New York. And we all love Greg. And everybody on social media loves Greg. So, and Greg knows everybody. He's saying hi to Jiggly, he says hi to Clarence, he knows hi to Lynn. Lynn is here on time, Jake. When Lynn gets
She's
here,
always on time.
Lynn, but I tell you that Lynn defines the time. It's not that she's early or late. She defines the time. So Lynn is here, and Jigglypuff. What does Jigglypuff say? Oh, you see, everybody knows each other. This is like family. Jiggly knows Clarence. Clarence knows Jiggly. One guy lives in Buffalo. The other guy lives upstate somewhere.
He's in New York.
Yeah. I feel bad for Jiggly. He lives in Buffalo, but Jiggly says not that bad. The standard of living is low, and the cost of living is low. So he gets more bang for the buck. And Cabinet Guy is a regular from the Green Mountain State. That, you know where that is? That's Vermont, the Green Mountain State. So, we get people from all across the country. We used to have a regular by the name of JD. I don't know what happened to JD. He disappeared when marijuana stocks collapsed. Big marijuana stock player. Hope he's still okay. I mean, financially and health-wise. And he's from Dallas, Texas.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So we get a lot of regulars from all over the country. Clarence is from upstate saying hey to everybody. This is like family, I'm telling you. And Mark wants to meet in Vegas. And we're going to wait for CVM to go to what, 200 plus yards?
We're definitely going to Vegas when CVM announced positive data.
Yeah, definitely. I prefer Caesars. I like Caesars because I'm very lucky at the poker table at Caesars. The poker table has my name on it in Caesars.
Yeah, I'm more of a blackjack guy, pretty straightforward dude.
I'd rather play craps than blackjack. I enjoy craps. Dustin, that's where I get Yo 11 from. The Crossroads of America. Do we have any idea where that is?
No idea.
I'm not sure myself.
Mm-hmm.
Would that be where the four states come together? Is that what it is? We have one. There are 4 states that all share the same boundary or share a boundary. Where would that be, Dustin? The crossroads of America. Let's see. No dog racing for Dr. J. No dog racing. That's all. Dr. J likes dogs, but not to race them. I think that's cruel to race greyhounds. Don't you, Jake? They do all kinds of things to get the dogs to run quicker that are unethical. They starve some dogs. They cut their nails funny. They do all kinds of things.
Yeah, not my thing. See, I'm a big animal guy, so I wouldn't get into that.
No, I mean, there's dogs for the purpose of gambling, very much abused animals. Like Michael Vick, the football player, was dog fighting. Very, very terrible.
Yeah. So they're talking about the little birdie CBM, right? The 2 nugs. So if I'm not mistaken, the second one was the Black Rock.
Yeah. Oh, Dustin's from Indiana. That's right. He told me once before. I forgot. Indiana once, maybe, but I can't go back there. That's from a very famous song. But Lord, I can't go back there. That's where Mayor Pete is from South Bend, Indiana. It's also where Vice President Michael Pence is from, Indiana.
Yeah, he did. Pete did really well in Iowa.
He did very well in Iowa. Big surprise.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, I mean, now him and Bernie have emerged as clear front runners.
Yeah, if Bernie pulls ahead, I don't know what I would do. I mean, we might have to all change our strategy for this bio thing.
I would not be happy to have ultra liberal like Bernie or Elizabeth Warren. I prefer a moderate.
Yeah, no, it's very extreme. So see, I have some friends from Canada staying with me, and even for Canada, he's too extreme.
Yeah, anybody who says revolution, we don't need a revolution. Frank Rossi is from the thumb of the mitten. What's the thumb of the mitten? I don't know. I don't know these expressions. I give up. Frank, Dr. J, don't know. You got me. So Buckhead Creek, I've seen him on StockTwits, and he occasionally leaves a comment. He hasn't come on lately, to chat, but he's been viewing the show, and he's been commenting on StockTwits under a different name, a farmer something. He's a farmer.
Yeah, it wears me out when people change their name and have multiple accounts.
Well, he's Buckhead Creek on YouTube, and he's Soybean Farmer on StockTwits.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't seen him.
Frank Rossi says he gave us a riddle, and the answer is Michigan. The riddle was, what was the riddle again? For the thumb of the mitten. I still don't get it. Michigan. Why is that the thumb of the mitten? Is it like the shape of the state? The shape of Michigan, like a thumb? I don't know. I think that's what it must be, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I have enough riddles to think about.
Well, the stocks are one big riddle, and I wanted to cover many, many stocks today. I wrote a tweet with about 15 stocks. Let me see if I can find that tweet. And maybe we'll go over at least most of them or some of them. I would like that. Of course, CVM and athx I want to talk about. And then I want to talk about NIO, the Chinese car maker.
Oh yeah, isn't the CEO Korean?
I want to talk about INO, the coronavirus play. APT, the mask company for coronavirus. LJPC, ELGX, DEAC, SPCE. I want to talk about Amazon, of course. And one that you mentioned a while ago, Sorrento, srne, the one with the takeout bid at 7 that they rejected.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw you went in. I actually went out the day before you went in. So
that's bad for one of us.
Yeah. No, I just didn't pass a sniff test.
Well, it's risky. It's certainly risky. And Lynn wants us to check out codx, codx. We're glad to do that. And the Dow Jones Industrial Averages, of course. So amongst others. So we have a big schedule. You want to explain what a SPAC is again one more time?
Yeah, a SPAC.
Yeah, which are the two stocks that are SPACs?
Acquisition vehicle.
Two of them that we are going to discuss tonight, right?
The what? Yeah, so a space is one of them.
Let me write it down.
It's Draftkings.
SPAC is space, and the other one is DEAC, and it's in place of doing an IPO. Is that the idea with these companies will get listed by going into a SPAC? Correct?
Yeah, that's basically what it is. There's pros and cons to it. I mean, well, we can talk about that once we hit the individual tickers.
All right,
yeah, but just the overview of that is that if you think about DraftKings, right? Most people still don't know that is DEAC. So you're going to go through a period of 6 to 8 months while they're getting all the paperwork ready, trying to build publicity and awareness for the SPAC.
Why does it take that long? Why does it take quite that long to go through?
Why does it take so long?
Yeah, I mean, everything's in place. It should happen quicker, I would think.
It should. So, like for example, for DAC, they just got the approval from the government to do the merger. So it's technically a merger, right?
Yeah.
And any M&A situation tends to take a while. So they need to get a board approval on both sides. So for DAC, it's going to be sometimes around summertime. Where the two company merge and the ticker change.
Yeah, they said second half. So I'm in DAAC, I'm in SPCE, so we'll talk about them. I'd like to talk about stocks that I own, but I'll talk about 10 as well. Cabinet guy says if you're a betting man. I'm a betting man, so we'll give it a look. Jackie, what does Jackie have to say? Happy Friday. I'll buy that. I'll buy that. Happy Friday. Isn't Friday by definition happy? Because it's thank God it's Friday, TGIF. Yeah. This is co-diagnostics, Codex. Lynn is very high on this, apparently. Sensitive test kit for the virus. It gives results within 45 minutes. Yeah. Well, maybe if I had coronavirus, I wouldn't want to know.
Well, you would want to know.
Yeah,
right?
I guess so.
Yeah. You know, it's funny, but like last week, people thought I had coronavirus because I had the flu, and it was the same symptom. And then one of my business partners went back and had to quarantine him because he had the same symptom as me. But no coronavirus. I'm
no
clear.
coronavirus. Clarence apparently made a mistake when he bought the stock. He bought DEACU.
Yeah, that happens.
Sometimes you make a good mistake.
Oh yeah. What? That's the Warren, right?
Oh, is that a warrant?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not a mistake. He did it on purpose.
Warren. Yeah.
All right, AJV.
Tcon's gonna crush it, by the way. Oh yeah, Tcon's gonna crush it.
Gonna crush it, huh?
Yeah, no, it's criminal evaluation right now. Criminal. They're gonna get a milestone payment and royalty payment that's basically the size of the market cap, right? So when that hit, just by itself, no catalyst hit, just milestone payment, the stock should double. The evaluation is criminal, and the cash position is good until 2021. So yeah, that's a good one.
I'll tell you one that's the opposite. It was suspended from trading. You know what I'm going to say?
What are you going to say?
I'm going to say this one. Suspended from trading 2 days ago and hasn't traded since.
What's that?
Medical, apparently there was some shady dealings going on. SEC suspended them. And if you own shares in AEMD, you're a not happy person.
That sucks.
Yeah. All right. Mark is reassuring. He's telling you that you couldn't have had coronavirus because there is none in Colombia.
Yeah, no, I realized that. They were suspicious of me because my buddy, when I was in Austin, the day before I went to Colombia, she got back from Wuhan. Yeah, but she's fine. Her family's fine. I don't have coronavirus. Right.
Well, you should have omitted that from the discussion.
Right. Yeah. Just don't go spreading rumors about me having the coronavirus. I don't.
Yeah. Here's the best way to win at the ponies. Jiggly's got the best system. Bet the wrong horse, the wrong race. The more mistakes you make, the better off you are. It worked very well at the ponies. All right, so we went through politics. We think that Bernie would not be good for a candidate for Democrats. How about Pete? Do you think Pete could beat Trump?
Nah. I mean, I would prefer him over Bernie. I actually woke up in cold sweat one day because I thought Bernie won, and I had to change my entire strategy for bio. So selfishly, I would prefer Pete. He seems more of the status quo kind of guy, and things are pretty good. So let's keep it that way.
Yeah. And he's not afraid to take money from big pharma for his campaign.
Yeah.
He'll take money from anybody.
I'm for healthcare reform, but Bernie is kind of a maniac. Yeah, Bloomberg is interesting. That's an interesting one, but he's just not charismatic. He's kind of just like a really boring guy, right?
Also, nobody knows him outside of Brooklyn. Brooklyn is the only one who knows him. Brooklyn is Vibrant Vixen, by the way. Who knows Blumberg? And by the way, he calls himself Blumberg. He spells it Bloomberg, calls himself Blumberg. That's not a good thing.
Well, he spent more money in the last month on the campaign than everyone else in the race combined, right? So, and he's surging right now, and he's been an activist for the longest time. So I actually think he's in it for the right reason. I just don't think he's charismatic enough to
I think I could win the Democratic nomination. I would go live on YouTube 24/7, and Clarence, who could be my campaign manager, and Brooklyn could be also on my campaign managers, and Jake. I'd have a lot of campaign managers. Jiggly could make sure Buffalo turns out for me. I would have a pretty good chance. 24/7 on YouTube. No, I would refuse all donations. No donations. I don't need any money to win. I just talk on YouTube.
Yeah, I think we'll make a good team too, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I can
You want to be my vice president? You could be my vice president. You want to be my vice president?
Yeah, I'm down. Well, total. Yeah, djia 2020. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I'm sure I could carry. I could carry New York, California, with your help, Texas, and with Vixen's help, Maryland, and with I'll get some help from some of my friends from Texas. We can carry all the big states easily. It's just
for sure. I can get the Colombian community support behind us too. So
oh yeah.
Yeah.
And yo hablo español, so we're in good shape.
I'll learn it. It doesn't take to do some pandering.
Here's what Mark thinks. Mark thinks about my candidacy. Mark is with me. Look, I can get the Jewish vote. That's about 1% of the country, if that much.
You're Jewish?
I am.
Oh, cool. I had a feeling you were Jewish.
And we can get the Catholic vote very easily. We have Spike, and we have I don't know who else. We could do quite well. There's no question.
Yeah, well, if CVM takes off, data knocks it out of the park, that will fund half of our campaign. So.
No, I could do well. I mean, I would definitely get the Jewish and Catholic vote. I'd probably get the Muslim vote because I have a lot of colleagues that I've co-published with that are Muslim. So I think I would get that vote. They'd be out. They'd campaign for me. Who else? I might have trouble with like the evangelicals. That could be a problem for them.
Well, maybe, but you're Jewish, so.
No, they like Jewish people, the evangelicals, right?
Yeah, they really do. My ex-girlfriend was Jewish. As a matter of fact, a lot of my good friends were Jewish for some reason. So I always had something going on with me and Jewish people. We always get along really well.
I would definitely get the Asian vote. I have a lot of Asian friends. I also have a lot of Black friends. I think I do well in the Black areas, like South. But the problem is I would not do well in Trump territory, I don't think.
Don't worry. I got you on
You
Trump
got me? Okay.
That's my space.
Jiggly has one thing on his mind and one thing only. You see it?
Yeah.
Well, that's two things. He has tandem on his mind and he has Vixen on his mind, who's Brooklyn. Vixen, I think you made a friend. Hey, Vibrant Vixen, I thought your husband was taking you out to dinner tonight. What happened?
Do you want that?
Vibrant Vixen, if your husband doesn't treat you well, you tell me about it, and we'll do something about it, right? My wife doesn't treat me too well all the time. Sean Jen, I'm really enjoying the BS session with everybody tonight, Hello, Sean Jen. We're getting a lot of new faces tonight.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. All right, so I kind of need a grassroots effort, starting with our regulars, Clarence and Jiggly and Brooklyn, and that could be the core support, a cabinet guy. I think we could go far in the campaign. And we don't even have to worry about debates or stumping through the states. 24/7 YouTube. will be the only candidate that doesn't need YouTube. Either you'll be on, I'll be on, Vixen will come on. It doesn't matter, you know?
Yeah, we'll definitely win the support from pharma.
I'll tell you for sure we would win Long Island. Long Island, we would definitely. Big Pharma, yeah, they'd want to give me money, but I turn it down. No money. I don't want to be accused of taking money from anybody. We don't need money. We could run a campaign with $0 and still win.
Grassroots.
You know why? Because I have integrity. I would tell everybody right up front all of my vices. I have nothing to hide. You know, like I would tell them if I ever cheated on my wife, I'd admit it right up front. I'm not saying I did. If and so on, you know what I mean? Right up front, come clean. And then I don't care. Dustin says hello. And this is cool. When they see all my stock predictions and how accurate I've been, why wouldn't they vote for me? I would be a leader of the economy. Yeah, a true leader of the economy. And not only that, I have Wall Street connections. Is that good or bad? That's probably bad. I'm not going to say that. I'm not good.
Yeah, you know, if you call the month the CDM release data, then if you can do that, if you can call that, then you can call anything else.
Yeah, that's right. I can call, definitely. I get along with everybody. Putin, I would have no trouble getting along with Putin. I just give him a couple of stock tips. Good ones. You know, I give him some LJPC, let him buy that. Let him buy DEAC, let him buy SPCE, a little CVM. He'll love me. No problem. Honesty will win. Lynn is with me. You know, I mean, I can admit to having, what did Clinton say about marijuana? He tried it, but he didn't inhale it, right?
That was Obama.
Obama. No, it was Clinton.
Obama said he took a puff, but he did not inhale.
You sure?
No, that was someone else. No, I think that was Bush, actually.
No, Bush was admitted to snorting cocaine. Come on.
Well, no, that's Bob Ford a while back.
Yeah. Okay, so let's check out some of the charts.
Yeah, good.
Look, if nominated, I will accept. How's that? If there's a grassroots recruitment for me, I will definitely consider it. Share screen. And you know, I wouldn't badmouth anybody. I wouldn't badmouth Donald Trump. I wouldn't badmouth my Democratic opponents. I would just run on my own platform, and that's it. I don't care about anyone else, what they think. And that's the same with stocks. I don't care about anyone else, what they think. I have my own mind. Do your own due diligence, right? Never believe what anybody says. I mean, we're not registered investment advisors. So, you know, and even if we were, you've got to do your own due diligence on everything. Our opinions are strictly our own and do not constitute investment advice. And that goes for Jiggly as well. Jiggly is not an investment advisor. So when he says tandem to the moon, he may or may not be kidding. By the way, Amarin is getting me very ill. I'm not feeling good from Amarin. I had to take buffering today. It's giving me a headache. Fish oil is supposed to be healthy for you. What's going on? Do you see this nasty drop today? That is not good.
What's the new catalyst on this, aside from the buyout rumor?
Jake, you don't have to be a chartist. You don't have to be a genius. You just take one look at this chart and what happened today, and you say, trouble. Now, if it goes below if it severs the 200-day moving average tomorrow, where it doesn't even touch it, I think I may sell my Amarin, even though it's going to be taken out at $35 a share. It might first go down here again for a complete retrace I mean, look, I put in a fib retracement. Look where the 61.8 cutoff is, right at the top of the day today. So I don't like this chart. There's nothing good about it. So I've been bullish Amarin all along, and I'm still saying $35. But I'm saying maybe it's time for me to go out and look to get back in. That's what I'm thinking. What do you think on this, Jake?
It's not my typical play. I mean, I'm sure that the company's good. The drug obviously is good. I used to be in it, but for me, there's just no near-term catalyst except for the buyout. But I never stay in. It's not my style to stay in, hope for the buyout.
I really think it will be bought, and I think
that's so rare, so rare.
Not so rare. I've been very good on my buyout predictions. I knew Juno would be taken out by Celgene. I was convinced when it went crashing down. I bought more. I didn't sell. But this one, even though I'm convinced $35, I'm almost sure it will be taken out. That's how convinced I am. I don't know when. The when.
Yeah, and I can see big pharma. I mean, buying this out.
I think Pfizer buying it out to replace a drug like Lipitor. They're in desperate need of a cardio bestseller. So I'll even name the company.
Yeah.
In my opinion, of course. Now, Oppenheimer says $7 straight down. I don't really respect them too much, but that's their forecast, $7.
PT $7 for Amarin.
Their target is $7. They rate Amarin itself.
When was the last time they reiterated that?
Months ago. A couple of months, maybe 3.
Yeah.
That was an outlandish drop down, I think. For their target had been like pretty high, and then it go to 7. I don't know. I mean, it could happen. The whole market could collapse, and this could go to 7. But I sure as heck don't think they're going to be right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with you in this one. I think in the near term, the juice not worth the squeeze for.
Probably. All right, so let's get rid of Amarin for now. I haven't given up on it. Even if I sell it, I haven't given up on it. Now, what stock has Dr. J been extremely bullish on over the last 12 months? More than anything else.
Yeah, buy Amazon. Yep.
Amazon. When's the best time to buy Amazon? Anytime. Anytime. And when in doubt, buy Amazon. And we're back in a Zoom. It looks like we're starting in a Zoom channel here for Amazon. I love it. And this is despite the CEO selling $3.5 billion worth of Amazon. Over a 2-day period, he sold like 1.8 and 1.7 billion back to back. And it still goes up. This is a monster, this stock. It's a beast, 3,000 by the end of the year. I reiterate my target, 3,000. All right, that's Amazon. I mean, there's nothing to say other than buy Amazon. That's the only thing I can say. A beast. Now this one is interesting because it's got a lot going for it. It's a coronavirus play, by the way, because of its partnership with Cellularity, a private company that has a unique approach to curing coronavirus. And this unique approach involves stem cells from the placenta of the that's what the placenta is from childbirth. So I don't understand the science behind it, but apparently it seems like it might have a lot of merit. They're very enthusiastic about it. And Sorrento is partnering up with them and will do the manufacturing of it. And they're the ones negotiating with the Chinese. Apparently they have an in there.
Yeah, I mean, I'll play the other side on this. I'm not saying I'll short the stock or overly bearish. The reason why it didn't pass the sniff test for me is because the management team has been known to kind of play these shenanigans. They PR a potential buyout before stock price went up, and then they didn't take it. Followed by offering. I mean, this happened before in the past. I didn't like that trend, which is why I'm out. And I haven't heard the best thing about management team, so that's why I'm not really believing in this. And also, it just seemed way too easy to pump the stock by just saying, "Hey, we have an interested buyer," and then we're going to turn it down. I mean, you can orchestrate that so easily and not get in trouble, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, it might be a conspiracy theory, that's me, but it didn't sniff out. So
playing it from the chart, today's candle obviously was an ugly looking one as well, but it's finding support. It basically stopped above the 200 and 100-day moving average. It looks like we're going to have a cross of the 100 with the 200. I think we get major support right in this area, 280. So I see the downside as being 280, 275. Goes below that, I'll probably give up. But at this point, I might even buy more. Then I came in at about 340 something. Then I bought more the other day at 332. So I might average down in the at around 285, something like that, and hope for the best and get rid of it quickly if it goes below the 100. So that's what I'm thinking. Like 260, I'll probably get rid of it. 265. So I'm willing to take on a little more risk at this point on Sorrento. I think it has a lot of good things going for it. There's a legal case going, and if they win this legal case, that'll give it a shot in the arm. If they lose it, it could go down a lot. So there's risk. There is a lot of risk on this one, but I think there's also a lot of reward.
Yeah. Are you doing stocks or options?
Yeah, I don't like these sharp drops and catching the falling knife type thing. But I see support right here, so I'm willing to give it a little shot. I'm willing to take a little loss here. Hopefully, I don't get a negative decision on the court case that would make my loss considerably more.
The June 19 option for $3.5 calls for 55 cents is actually, it's not bad.
Yeah, that's another way to play it.
Yeah.
But usually when a stock is this cheap, I just buy the stock. Usually. That's Sorrento. So we have mixed opinion. Jake says doesn't pass the sniff test. Dr. J says might be worth a roll of the dice. Not, nothing too much, but a little gamble. All right. SPCE, and now you can talk about what it means that Virgin Galactic is this SPAC, and what that actually means. You want to explain to everyone what it means? Or
Yeah,
shall I
so
give it a try?
I'm not personally in SPCE, but I am in another SP AC, which is a SPAC. So what it is that when a company wants to go public, a unconventional way to do so could be through a special purpose acquisition vehicle, and that's exactly what Virgin Galactic is doing. So technically, Virgin Galactic is not public yet. They still have to work out the paperwork. The board needs to approve it, and so on. It will.
No, well, you don't mean that they're not public. They are public, but they haven't merged yet.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they just have once they merge, the ticker will change to something else. Well, as a matter of fact, SPC is a good ticker for Virgin Galactic, so it'll probably stay the same.
Maybe they did merge already. I think they did.
It might. I don't know. Did it?
I might have.
I don't know. Not in this one.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I know DEAC is waiting till the second half to complete its merger. But basically, the company, even by the name, is just a holding company. It's like a shell of a company that will trade publicly and then change its symbol after merging. The fact that it's SPCE makes me think they already merged.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Yeah.
But the stock, what I do know is the stock has a beautiful chart, and it's very playable off this chart. Beautiful upward trend line. It's been adhering to it even on a pullback. On any pullback to this trend line, I think it's a great entry point. So like 17 and a half, 1760, 1775 is a great place to get in if you're not in already. What to add, in my opinion. Let's look at the other SPAC that you know more about, DEAC.
Yeah.
I own this one, SPCE.
You're in this one, right?
Yeah.
You're in Draftkings.
I am in SPCE.
Okay,
I'm in
but
this
you
one
want
as well.
Draftkings.
I'm in this one because somebody named Jake said it's got good prospects.
Yeah, I know. It's it's Draftkings, but no one knows, right? So yeah. So that's interesting, and this is my only non-bio stock, but it could play similar to a bio when you think about the multiple catalysts that it has on the horizon. The largest one is obviously when the merger is completed and it changes the ticker, hopefully to DK or something like that. But it has like so many secondary catalysts because so many cities, I think 13 this year, are slated to either yay or nay on online sport betting. So that's an interesting play. The risk in this, right? And I actually don't think it's a risk, but the evaluation is pretty much on par, right? I mean, right now it's $14 to $15 a share equals to, I think, which is 3.5 or $4 billion market cap. So the evaluation is pretty accurate for DraftKings. However, I think a company like DraftKings, you're going to play on the future potential on what it's worth. So it has a lot of room to run until the merger happens, which it will. But
I think its actual stock price movement is very much linked to how DraftKings is doing, obviously. So if DraftKings is building a new headquarters, a second headquarters in California, like I think that's what they're doing, then that's a good sign that they're doing well. And there's a lot of signs that DraftKings is doing very well. And they also report. I think it's different reporting regulations for a private company, but their information is out there on DraftKings, and I think it trades as well privately, doesn't it?
I haven't heard that. However, I have heard really good things about the management team. I heard they're solid. Culture of the company, employees are happy. So fundamentally, I think they're well slated to have at least 25-30% penetration of the online betting market. And we still haven't heard how they did
on the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
On the Super Bowl, they cleaned up, I'm sure.
I'm sure. Haven't released the house winnings, but I'll be curious to see how they did.
The other big name is FanDuel, correct?
Yeah, FanDuel, UK company.
Okay, notice this rounded bottom when it went public in December. Beautiful, beautiful bullish candle here. This was the time to get in if you knew about it. Right here was the tip-off. After this little rounded bottom, put in that big green candle. That was perfect bullish sign, and that was at the high of 1135. So we had a very bullish signal at 1135 after just 2 weeks of trading, and it really took off. It went as high as 1575, and it's only a small pullback off the high. It looks very likely to make new highs before the merger. It probably could be trading in the 20s before the merger. That's just how the chart looks. Do you have any target for where it'll be prior to the merger?
Yeah, it's a tough call. I mean, this one is volatile. Honestly, before I was a lot more bullish on the price before the merger. I was thinking 25 before, but I think every $3 it goes up, they increase the evaluation by $1 billion. So right now it's around 14 something, right? 1450.
Right.
Right. So if it goes up to 22, I mean, you're basically saying DraftKings is like $6 billion valuation, which it is not.
No, but by the time it IPOs, it very well may be.
It might be, yeah. So you never know, right? But the fundamental evaluation is not gonna. It's not sick. Well, look, we've seen crazier evaluation in the market for these type of. I would say it's a tech company, right? So it could be something just really ridiculous, which I would love for that to happen. But the fundamental evaluation. I mean, they raised at $2 billion a year ago, right? So if you're saying in 1 year it goes up 3x evaluation, I'm not entirely sold. However, if that happens, that would be great. I still think it's going to go up 25, maybe not 20 is realistic. So that's me. But
right. I mean, just looking at the chart, to me, it could easily be at $20, $25 prior to the merger. That's my guess. Somewhere in that vicinity.
I would love that so much.
I don't see it giving back much. I think DraftKings has a very bright future. So does this. The futures are linked together. They're inexorably linked.
long term
Absolutely right.
is fantastic. I mean, yeah, you're looking at hopefully 65% legality for online sport betting, right? By the end of 2022, right? If not more. And right now, I mean, New Jersey is the largest moneymaker for online sport betting for Draftkings. So if they have 65% penetration, what sport betting does, and DraftKings does 25% control of the market, I mean, it's just a phenomenal company.
And if Bernie is president, I think it'll be good for sports gambling. Bernie will legalize everything and tax it.
Totally, 100%. I mean, $200 billion a year is going overseas because people don't have a place to place bets on sports. Now, I've done this before, and the user experience is horrible. I mean, the website is just filled with viruses and bugs. You got to go through multiple steps to get anything done. It's a nightmare. And now you can actually do it legally, and it drives tax revenue for the state, which we need.
Everything will become legal. Marijuana legal in every state, not just for medical marijuana, but for leisurely use. I think you'll find prostitution legalized. I think you'll be amazed what happens. You won't recognize America under Bernie if that happened. It wouldn't be good for the drug industry, but it might be good for the pot stocks, for the gambling stocks. Who knows? I'll tell you though, he's an enemy of Amazon. Bernie does not like Amazon. He doesn't like big corporations that aren't paying their fair share of taxes, as well as Elizabeth Warren. They would be terrible for these kind of companies.
Oh, that'd be the worst.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, let's take a look at CVM.
Oh yeah.
Brooklyn, did you buy more CVM today, or you're putting me on? I don't know if she really meant it. She said she bought more CVM.
Yeah.
Maybe she meant it.
I love this one so much. See, this is one that I would, without a doubt, without flinching, recommend to my family, which I did because my dad bought stocks in CVM. Shout out to him.
And if you're wrong, you're going to be punished and not allowed out of your room for a week.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And if Brooklyn is wrong, her husband is not going to be happy. All right, my wife doesn't care. All she cares about is that I don't lose $10 at the ponies. She doesn't care how much I lose in the market, but don't lose $10 at the ponies. Does that make any sense?
At the ponies?
I don't think so, but that's my wife. Because that's gambling. The horse racing is gambling, and the market is investing. Ha ha ha. I think we know better than that. All right, but what else did I say I wanted to talk about? ELGX and LJ.
We're gonna go through LJPC, but let's stay on CVM just a little bit more.
Right.
This week was a really good week. BlackRock was at 5%. Institutional ownership. I mean, that was good. I just even today when the market was down, it still went up. So I appreciated that quite a bit. We still have the potential of a dilution soon. After the 45-day period is over.
Well, Gert Kirshner had some very peculiar tweets over the weekend. I think on Sunday.
I saw that. I love it.
Very peculiar. To me, it expressed frustration on his part that it's taking so long.
Yeah. I love that tweet so much because it's like, especially in bio, right? I mean, you have these kind of cookie cutter corporate responses, and no one wants to like rock the boat. Like the only person I actually liked was Richard Glickman from Amarin. He was solid, but the tweet actually showed a lot of the humanistic side of Gert and his frustration. And I think he was like, dude, like, this can't, how can the data be bad if the delay is like 3 years? I mean, it can't be. And I love that so much. It's especially for bio. That's
part of it. But I think the underlying frustration is that he knows he's going to have to go back to the capital markets and raise again, and he doesn't want to do that.
Yeah, but the last raise was a very smart raise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But next time it'll be for real, and that's going to hurt.
Yeah. I got to see the. Well, we'll see. You know, I mean, that's the only overhang on the stock right now is the fact that we got to go back to the capital market, and no one really knows when the data is going to be released or when the trial's going to be over, except for you. I've heard your prediction that the trial is already over.
I'm rescinding that.
The what?
I'm rescinding that based on the Gert's tweets over the weekend. I no longer feel that way. I feel the data is not in yet.
Yeah. Oh, it is. But I don't think anyone knows. What the fuck is that?
I mean, there's nothing to say negative about the chart, except you could say, I think this was a new high, so it's not even a double top. It's just a super bullish chart. There's no reason why it should go down other than dilution. So even if the shorts launch another attack, it's not going to amount to much. I think most of the shorts have given up on this one.
Yeah. And you got to keep in mind, like, the trial is like, what, 8-9 years? But the company's been around since the 80s, right? The late 80s. And
yeah, but they weren't in multi-kind until maybe 11 years ago.
I think, wait, was it phase 2 in the mid-90s?
Maybe, because they started this in, wait a second, they started this in 2011. I think phase 2 ended just before that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I remember them as a bird flu play. That was my first exposure to them with the Leaps technology. And I made money with them back then. And that was probably early 2000s. So, well, mid 2000s, I guess, that I made money on them. They had basically not a stock to buy and hold back in 2000. It'd be way behind. But I went in and out and I made some money.
Yeah. No, I love this story. The drug is fantastic. I mean, you know, the only non-toxic, if it was positive, the only non-toxic head and neck cancer drug. I mean, that's crazy.
I also tweeted out that you could trade this between the lines. I didn't tweet it out. I said it on Wednesday. If you look at these two lines, it looks like it's not going anywhere other than between these two lines, at least for a while, in my opinion. So the longer it takes to get data, the more likely it is to penetrate above the 15. But I think 15 is about the top for now. So I think when we come out of this triangle, we could go down a ways to the midpoint of the trading range. That's just my opinion. I see some potential profit taking as we test 15 once again. In other words, my money, if I had to place a bet, I would bet that it goes below the upper trend line as opposed to above the double top. It's not really a double top, but this solid line at 15. I don't think it breaks 15 for a while. If we don't get data for months, it will break 15 again, but not immediately. That's how I see it. Just the scenario that I've painted in my mind based on the chart and other information, other factors. So I think we're about as high as we're going to be prior to data, unless it drags out 3 more months. Hopefully not. I can't see it dragging out more than the end of February, personally. I think we get the results by March. I don't know how long it's going to take them to analyze it and make it public. Maybe a few weeks or maybe a month. Who knows?
Yeah, it could be a couple months.
It could be more than a month, but I don't think so. GERT will be, if it's really, really good, GERT will not be able to control himself for months. They'll have to muzzle him.
Yeah.
So I don't see months. Based on his personality, I don't think it's possible for him to keep quiet for months.
Yeah, if it's next quarter, I'm happy with that, right? I mean,
I think if I had to make a prediction, I don't think we're going to get a huge beat of the 10%. I would say more like 15% as opposed to 20. That would be my prediction.
before data?
Yeah, in other words, I think the survival rate will go up by 15%, which is very significant, that 15% more people will live than before, than without the multi-card. That's huge.
Yeah, no, that's huge. And the fact that it's not toxic should still mean that it becomes a standard of care.
I'm not sure that it's completely non-toxic. All of these whatever you want to call them, therapies, they all have similar risk, and they have the risk of a cytokine storm where it destroys organs, gives diarrhea, all kinds of terrible things. I'm sure multi-kind, maybe the risk is a little better, but it has to have some of the same kinds of risk. But then again, look at chemo, how risky that is, and that's given. Says standard of care for most cancers. Radiation has tremendous side effects. Surgery, you could die during surgery. So every one of them have risk. And I don't think it's that multi-kind has no risk. I think the risk is acceptable. Yeah. Acceptable risk.
It's not no risk, but it's significantly better than its current standard of care.
I would say it's acceptable risk. So the risk is probably not a major concern. Or it might be because the trial was stopped by the IDMC committee in 2016 for a while due to safety concerns, but then they let it continue. So I don't know what the safety profile is going to look like, but it passed safety in phase 2. So we'll see. The data will speak for itself, right?
Yep.
All right, so now let's do LJPC.
Oh yeah, LJPC.
You got your nice pop off of the 100-day. It bounced on the 100-day, and it bounced all the way up here to a high of 872 on more buying by Tang, and then it came back down, which is fine. I mean, it's been a weak market, a rough market for biotech the last day or two. So giving back a few bucks is okay. And I think we're going to find support right here at the 200. So I think we have a higher level of support than we did before. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it's good that it found support at the 100. And I think it will find support at the 200 at about 777. So Dr. J likes sevens. So 777 is where we closed. Is that no? Then it's not accurate. This must be a little lower than 777. 757, something like that. So we're very close to support. I mean, it doesn't have to touch the 200, but it may. I think it looks beautiful. The chart looks beautiful. The fundamentals look beautiful. And we all know the three catalysts that you talked about. And we all know the downside. So is there anything to really add?
Yeah, I know. The three catalysts, right? PRV, insider buying, and increasing sales, right? So you should note that the PRV should be any day now, and that can have a significant impact on the market cap of the company.
And you think it's worth upwards of 300 million, but more realistically,
historical pricing. PRV has sold anywhere from 100 to 300 million.
And you're estimating 150.
Yeah, we'll take the middle. I mean, you can even take the low side, 100 mil, and even on the conservative, super conservative side of 100 million, that should still increase the market cap 30, 40, 50%. It's huge.
I want to stop here because I want to do Lynn's Codex. CODX.
Last thing on LJPC is that institutional ownership right now is 80% plus.
Yeah. Oh, that's very impressive.
That's crazy. And Tang Capital Management, which is basically the guy running the show, owns 30%. 30+%.
They had owned 10% only, right?
Yeah, but I think after the following February, it went up to 30%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's basically they own the company.
Yeah, 30.2% ownership of the company.
Yeah, they control it. They own it. It's basically their baby at this point. Codx had a huge leap from under $1 to 350-ish, come back down to $3. There must have been one hell of a lot of news. It jumped in one day from a close of $1.13 to an open at, where did it open this day? $1.78. That's a hell of a jump. And it hasn't looked back, really. It had, no, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong candle. It jumped even higher. It jumped from $1.13 to an open of $2.75. I don't know what that news was. It gave back some of it, but not all of it. And it took off again. This is showing great strength. And it's just filling in right now, which is fine. Let's say it meets in a triangle right here and then takes off again. It looks very explosive. I have no idea what the heck they're doing. Oh yeah, the coronavirus news. They have the test for coronavirus. And if the coronavirus doesn't die down, it looks like this one's going to take off some more. Mm-hmm. So if it does die down, I think the stock will die down with it. So it's a coronavirus play 100% right now. I mean, based on that being the news and no other news that I'm aware of, the chart is extremely volatile. shows great volatility, but it also looks like it's, as it comes to this middle, the middle being right around here, it was going to want to take off again. So if the coronavirus is still a threat in a month or two, this will make new highs. And if it dies down to no threat at all, I think you can see a tremendous nosedive down. This is a pure coronavirus play. That's how it looks to me. So, you know, you put your money where you're on the pass line if you think the coronavirus is going to spread. And also, APT is a mask company. I wanted to look at that one. I've actually bought some at the close on APT. I got a lot of symbols up here. I don't know why. Let me do it this way. Get out of this one and just look at this one and go this way. APT. APT is they sell other things besides masks, but when they have the high quality masks, you know, I forget how many microns, super good mask, like with a filter. And this is the real thing. And masks are very hot. I was in Manhattan on the weekend, and what did I see? I saw people in the street dressed as the Lone Ranger. You know the Lone Ranger, right, Jake?
Yeah, I do.
He wore a mask. Well, a lot of people wearing masks, and for some reason, I guess the reason is clear, a lot of Asians, but a lot of non-Asians as well. I've never seen so many people walking the streets with masks. This is not airplanes, this is masks. I mean, the streets of Manhattan, where there hasn't been one single confirmed case. So the paranoia is here. My daughter flies once a week, once every other week. Went into Duane Reade to buy an ordinary mask, and they were sold out for a local drugstore. So masks, you know, a play. So I bought some on spec today. I'm not sure exactly what I paid for it, but I'm probably up on it. Yeah, I'm up on it. And I must have caught it pretty good. I caught it near the low. But, you know, it's like an insurance policy. If the coronavirus is for real, that this company will soar, will go to $10. They got the real kind of mask, N1 filter, whatever it's called. I forget the name. And every time, this one I made money on in the past, like with bird flu plays and things like that, SARS. It always shoots up. And so I bought some of that, and then I also bought a little INO. But I want to look at, not INO, but I want to look at NEO. I find that interesting. The poor man Tesla. I owned it, sold it for a small loss, right about where I bought it back.
This is Inovio, right?
No, this is NEO, the car maker.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I actually sold it I bought it at around 5 initially, sold it at about 350, and I think I bought it back today at about 350. So I basically undid my sale, and I just think that the downward movement that we see off the highs is due to the coronavirus. And once that be no longer is a problem, this electric vehicle car maker, luxury electric vehicle car maker, will take off. So they're basically the only luxury electric car maker in China, and they rival Tesla. So Tesla is not selling anything in China due to this virus. So maybe even with the virus being prominent, they'll still do well. I just like it at this price. I bought it because of price. I think it's a decent price. And the electric vehicles and like the Tesla is very hot right now. We look at Tesla. So who would have thought $700 a share? So like I said, this is a poor man's Tesla. It could catch fire. And I figure if it goes down to the 50, I'll buy more. That's my thinking on this one. So I basically bought it for a combination of the chart, gut feeling, coronavirus somehow is involved, a lot of factors on NEO. All right, so I think that's enough for tonight. We went over the hour.
Yeah, we did. It's a good show.
I'm sorry that we didn't get to everybody, all the requests, but I appreciate everybody being here tonight. Vibrant Vixen, saying hello to everybody. And Jacqueline is talking about masks. Kikopak says, the mask from Dwayne Reed won't protect you, but the mask from APT will. It's proven to protect you. So that's the real thing, like 3M. You want to buy 3M, you could buy 3M. They will, their bottom line will, their top line will increase due to the sale of masks. 3M sells masks. Okay, so Clarence is saying good night, take care. Raouf, good to see Raouf here. Any tips regarding Novavax, NVAX, the vaccine maker? I chose INO instead, but I could have picked NVAX. And Snaid from Utah, going to wear my mask with, that's what it's probably called. This is the mask, the high quality mask that I'm talking about. So Snaid has one of those masks already. And Snaid is very proud of his senator who stood up and voted to impeach the president, the only member of his party. He will go down in the history books as being a man of integrity, Mitt Romney. So I'm kind of proud of him too. It's very difficult to buck everyone in your party. You know what the Congress has become, Jake? Congress has become group think, group act. And I don't like that. I like independent thinking. So thanks to everyone for viewing tonight. Thanks for Brooklyn, Raouf, Greg, Jacqueline, Kolpak, Dustin, all the other people that have been on with us tonight. Thanks again for joining us. Sorry we went so long. I promise I will not delete this regardless of how bad the sound quality is. Hopefully it's better. Last week was a fiasco with the noise. I'm really sorry. I'll apologize once again before we say good night. Ciao, arrivederci, hasta luego. Hasta luego.
Yeah, good night, everyone.